What's good, people? This is Lo from Future Wealth Advisors, and in this video, I'll be discussing how you can remove a charge-off from your credit report so that you can increase your credit score within the next 90 days. Let's get it. So you're asking yourself, is it possible to remove a charge-off from your credit report? And the answer is yes. So your credit score determines whether you can apply for a loan, a mortgage, and even some jobs. So keeping it as high as possible is a must. Now, having what's called a charge-off show up on your credit report is really bad. Now, it shows that you stopped making payments on a debt and that the creditor has just given up on trying to collect the money that you owe. Now, this means that you are not financially trustworthy. Now, a charge-off will lower your credit score by 100 and sometimes even 200 points and can stay on your credit report for 7 years. What are charge-offs and why are they on my credit report? So a charge-off is an unpaid debt that the creditor has written off as a loss. This happens when you miss payments for around about 6 months. Now, at this point, the creditor will close your account, like I said, write it off on their taxes, and demand payment in full. If you don't pay the creditor may sell the debt to a collection company. Now, this will result in a charge-off and a collection showing up on your credit report. And what you can do is check out my previous video on removing a collection from your account so that you can get the knowledge to remove both a charge-off and a collection from your report. There's a huge misconception that when a debt is written off, that means that you don't have to pay it. Now, that does not mean that you're good. You're still liable for the full amount, and a creditor will still chase you for that debt payment. It'll also, like I said, make you look very untrustworthy to other lenders. And usually your credit score will dip in the months actually leading up to that charge-off, which is another reason to monitor your credit report daily, monthly, weekly, everything. Just make sure that you keep your eye on your credit report and make sure that there's nothing new popping up. Removing or disputing a charge-off. First, you need to determine if the charge-off is accurate. That is the only surefire way to get a charge-off removed, is if you dispute it and it's found to be incorrect. Now, the thing is with finding inaccuracies, like I stated in the last video, you want to make sure that every line that's on your credit report matches up to documents that you have received from this creditor. So look at the date last active, look at the payments, look at when you open the account. If any of those dates are inaccurate across your Experian, Equifax, or TransUnion, then you know that it's inaccurate. And the thing is, like I said before, if your credit report isn't 100% accurate, any item on your credit report is 100% active, it must be deleted. This is according to the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So make sure that you look over each line on your credit report with a fine-tooth comb. Look at every single line, look at the spelling, look at every single line. Because the thing is that sometimes these companies might type it in wrong, might miss a letter. That means that it's inaccurate and it has to be deleted. So make sure that you look over every line. I'm gonna repeat it one more time. Look at every single line to make sure that you can find an inaccuracy. So if you check every line and you see that the actual charge-off is correct, you want to communicate with that creditor, because there's unfortunately no way of getting it removed without paying the debt in full. However, repaying it will eventually help rebuild your credit score. The first step is to speak to the actual creditor, because the debt may have been sold. So by law, the debt collectors must not lie to you. So you can simply ask who owns the debt, then communicate with the debt owner directly to decide on any type of payment plan. And also too, if the debt collector lies to you and says that they don't know who owns the debt, that's another grounds of getting that collection removed. So next, what you want to do is establish a payment plan or settlement. As creditors are more likely to get debts cleared, you may be able to negotiate a deal, perhaps even a discount, if you can pay off a large portion at once. And if you can't pay in full, then you can ask the creditor to help you arrange an automatic payment plan. Now, this probably won't affect your score immediately, but it'll at least get it to a point where it can be stabilized. Now, once your payments are up and running, you're more likely to get approved for other loans with other lenders. So, if you don't have it in full, ask for a payment arrangement. More than likely, they're going to say yes. So, if you're able to pay off the account in full, you might be able to negotiate a deal with the creditor, and this is called a pay for delete arrangement. Now, these arrangements happens when the creditor deletes a charge off from your report in exchange for the payment of the whole debt in full at one time. Now, in a link in the description below, you'll see some negotiation letters that will actually help you with this. So make sure that you scroll down and check the link in the description. When you're ready to start making payments, you can ask the creditor to re-age your account. Now, if they agree, this means that they'll remove the charge off, even if you haven't paid the full amount back quite yet. However, the creditor won't be able to remove the missed payments from your account, because in actuality, this would violate the Fair Credit Reporting Act on their side, which would cause them to have a lot of violations and paying a lot of fees. And so they won't do it that way. If there's nothing else you can do, you may simply have to wait for the charge off to fall off your credit report. Now, credit reports consider only the last 7 years of your financial history. Now, as long as you take care of not trying to rack up any more debt, you should be in the clear by then. But like I said in the previous video, this is not recommended. So now let's discuss how a charge-off affects your credit score. The charge-off will be on your credit report for 7 years, unless you negotiate a paid-for-delete arrangement. However, there is some degree of credit recovery that is possible during this period, as long as you can make sure that you pay all of your payments on time. Now, if you're late for any reason, just call them up and let them know, and then they'll negotiate further with you on what to do next. So 35% of your credit score is based on your payment history. This means that any late payments on your credit report will damage your score. So when you make on-time payments, this will rebuild your credit. So if you make a payment within 30 days of its due date, the creditor won't record it as late. So keep an eye on your payment dates. Even better, set up automatic payments to help you pay them on time. So how to recover after a charge-off? First, monitor your credit regularly. Second, when you start making repayments on a charge-off, it won't immediately approve your credit score, but it will eventually go up if you don't miss any more payments. Keep a close eye on your credit status by getting a report every 4 months from one of the credit reporting agencies. Now, monitoring your reports regularly means you'll soon find out if any damaging items have appeared on your report. You'll need to know how to remove negative items from your report, and I have letters below, so make sure you look at the link in the description. So track your expenses. Creating a simple but very disciplined budget for paying bills, which includes all of your monthly income and expenses, will help you in this journey. Now, you want to track every single expense and draw up budgets for all of the areas that's in your life. So that's transportation, that's housing, that's entertainment, etc. Now, you'll soon get used to checking how much you're able to spend before you even receive that check. Now, all it takes is a simple pen and paper. You can have a spreadsheet. There's even apps to help you with budgeting. Hire a credit repair agency. Now, there has been a lot of negative views on credit repair agencies due to the many people getting arrested for many different types of fraud, like falsifying court documents and police reports. But here at Future Wealth Advisors, we use the actual law and factual disputing and absolutely no fraud. So hire Future Wealth Advisors to help you become financially empowered and to become a first-time home buyer. So you can book a consultation call at the link below in the description, and one of our specialists will get you started today for $197. But if you mention this YouTube video, they'll actually take $100 off. In the description below, you can schedule a call with one of our credit specialists that will get you started today for $97, only if you mention this YouTube video. So here are some of my final thoughts. Now, charge-offs will have a lasting negative impact on your credit report. Knowing about them can actually help you deal with or even prevent them in the long run. Now, the best course of action, of course, is to always repay the debt as soon as you can. Once you've done this, the balance on the account will then drop to zero. Now, the credit reporting agencies will then list it on your report as paid in full or at least settled in full. Now, this looks much better for lenders in the future than an actual charge-off. Now, if you're struggling to make the minimum payments on a debt, get in touch with your creditors, like as soon as you can, as soon as you know. Unless the minimum payments are met, the account will fall delinquent within 6 months or so, even if you made partial payments. Now, if you explain to the creditor your situation, they might be able to lower your minimum payment to avoid your debt being known as a charge-off. So we are actually having a huge sale on all of our ebooks. You can get our first-time home buyers ultimate guide, Consolidate Like a Pro, Be the Bank funding guide, I Credit Myself, the DIY credit repair guide, and our digital credit boost guide, all for the price of $7. Make sure you don't miss the sale and get these ebooks right now. Don't forget to like the video, share this video with someone you love that could use this useful information, comment, and subscribe to the channels for more credit tips. This is Lo from Future Wealth Advisors. Speak with you soon.